Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently read Karen Kingsbury when we were young, not while we were young. It's basically her version of A Christmas Carol, and it's done in such a way that it's actually very intriguing. And you've got the Baxter family, and of course this is actually a standalone. It's more of the Carter family than it is the Baxter, but Carter's family, Noah's family, I should say Noah Carter's family, Noah and Emily, they are integrated within the Baxter family. So you can read it on its own, or you can read it as a part of the Baxter family continuum. It's sensationally written, and it's a very timely book, especially considering our digital age and just how much we're on Facebook. And I myself actually gave Facebook up after there was an incident that happened with it when I was interested in somebody, and somebody who was concerned about me wanted to do a background check on this person, and they did, and they didn't find anything on him. And basically I had... my Facebook was shut down. I created a new one. I got a new computer. I no longer have access to that Facebook any longer. And for better or for worse, it's actually for better. It's actually improved my life tenfold, just due to the fact that I'm not doing what Noah and Emily were doing, and well, other people were actually doing it, considering their marriage, and people were comparing their lives to theirs and wanting what they had. And there is a scripture when Jesus actually calls out the Pharisees as the hypocrites they are, and he says, "You foolish leaders and teachers of blind teachers leading the blind, you measure yourselves against others, and don't you know that you're whitewashed tombs?" But what he was saying is, typically this would be translated as, "You're full of filth," basically. He was not sparing any punches with the Pharisees, and it made him all the less popular amongst the high priests and those who held the clout within the synagogues. Oh, they just loathed him all the more. But he had a good point. They were hypocrites. And it just goes to show that in this day and age, what we see online is not always what we get in reality, and most of the time it's a mask. And we even wear masks when we're in society, and not one of us can say that we're not guilty of that, because we all are. But the story centers on that, and it's just about a marriage that is crumbling to pieces just due to social media. And I thought, oh boy, there's so much truth to that, and that's what makes it such a great book. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was tremendously written, and if you like the Baxter family continuum, I would highly recommend it. If you're not familiar with it, she actually explains the family at the very end of the book. She gives a very nice synopsis on the two fundamental characters that began it all. And what's really nice is, being an Indiana native, I feel very close to the book itself, just because of the fact it takes place in Bloomington, which was where I was born, and most of my family history is in Bloomington. I don't really like to boast too much about that, just because I'd rather remain humble. Even though there are some people that say, "Oh, you're so snooty because you're from Bloomington." Yeah, it's my hometown. I lived in Martinsville for 33 years of my life, and then I decided to move to Plainfield after my dad died. And yes, it was not the easiest transition, but I've made the acclimation to Plainfield life, and it's actually not so bad. It's pretty good, and things are starting to look up. But I highly recommend the book. It's tremendous. It has a lot of good life lessons and many good pearls of wisdom that can be gleaned from it. And even as a single woman, I think that I too could learn from this as well, because I would like to be married someday. I want to have a family, and I want to learn everything I can. I know I'm going to make mistakes. Granted, I'm aware of this, but I really do pray that, God willing, I can have my family. I know other people are saying, "Oh, you're how old?" And the people that say that, I just want to backhand, but you can't really say that in this day and age, because there really is no timetable. Love does occur for us all. Just some people have it happen later on in life, and I feel like it's my time. I feel like my time is coming. And I just have to be patient, and I have to trust, and that's all there is to it. It's all about surrender, and I've been learning quite a multitude on this topic. But it's not always the easiest thing, but it's the most worthwhile, like any good thing is. Until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, tutti.